So now we're going to work with the second lesson of the flow form. Still working in the first section, obviously. We'll work with the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th position. So 4 positions this time. So remember from the first lesson we've done the opening movement, 1st, 2nd and 3rd movements. Okay, now we'll continue in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. So just to recap, we'll do the first 3, or the opening, starting, relaxing down, 1, 2, and 3. So here we're at the high right ward off, facing the back corner. Now we're going to do 4. So we're going to step back with the left leg. The flow form is very easy because if you've stepped with the right leg, it means you're just going to step with the left leg next time. You can't get too confused. And because the base movement is simple, then it's easier to work more with the fluidity of the body, the fluidity of the timing, and then the fluidity of the hands. So this is why it's a little bit more simple to learn, but very practical as well. So now we're going to do the 4th one, the 3rd one. So we're going to step back with the left leg, and we're going to relax the arms down. So what we've done is we've turned from the back corner to the front corner, facing the front wall, between the front wall and the side wall. Okay, the foot is basically, the left foot is basically to that corner. Okay, straight there. And you've noticed that the hands just relax down. Okay, we'll do it again from 3, 4. Nice and relaxed. Now here, don't hold on to the arms. Relax the arms, but don't let them go. Okay, in the sense that don't lose your awareness of them. Your awareness wants to stay within it. The Shen, the spirit, wants to be gathered within. It's still alive. Okay, so it's not holding on, but it's not completely collapsed either. Okay, you don't want to be, even though you're trying to relax within your Tai Chi, you must have this aliveness, the spirit within the body. Okay, so from 3, 4, the roll back. Okay, that's to the corner. Then we're going to go to the side wall. And for 5, 6 and 7, they're all going to be at the side wall. So we're going to step forward with the right leg. The right leg goes forward. And the arms are going to come up for the press. This is what we call the press. Now the left hand is like so. Right hand like so. So they're going to meet at the wrist. Not palm and palm, but the wrist. Okay. 4, 5. Now in this position, the bottom 2 fingers, index finger and the middle finger of the left hand are on the right forearm. The wrists are kissing and the bottom 2 fingers are up. And then you do the opposite way with the right forearm. So the upper 2 fingers are touching and bottom 2 fingers are not. And once you've got that position, just relax the fingers so they lightly touch in. And that's the basic hand position. With the shoulders, you don't want to be up here, they want to be relaxed. Okay? Nice and relaxed in this position. You can see. So 3, 4, 5. Press. Now still facing the side wall, we're going to step back with the left leg. As we step back, the left hand goes over the right hand. Yeah? So if I do it facing toward you, the left hand goes over the right hand. So it's a smooth movement that it goes over, sort of by the middle finger, it leads, and then the hands open to sort of form this diamond position in the hands. Wrists aren't rigid, they're nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed, they don't have to touch. Yeah? Try that again. 4, 5, 6. Left hand over the right hand. and we're moving away from the hands. So this is our press position. We move away from them. So it feels like the hands are staying there, but our body is moving away. So we don't pull the hands back first. We don't do this and then come in. We move away. So you're being sneaky with your stepping, sneaky with your movement in your legs. Try it again from 3. High right water. 4. Roll back. 5. Press. 6. Back. And then 7. With the right leg, step forward again. Elbows drop. Push position. Okay. So in this position, elbows are heavy. It's about a fist distance or so apart with the hands. And you've got beautiful ladies' hands. This is what Chim and Ching talked about. The beautiful ladies' hands. So the hands aren't stiff. You're not locking the energy in there. It's coming right through. So it travels right to the fingertips. Okay, it's not pathetic either. And in this position, if you brought the hands together, the thumb and the first 2 fingers would touch. Okay, thumb and first 2 fingers would touch. And that's the position you end up with the push. It's not an extra push at the end with the hands. So we'll do it again. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's where you end up in the push. Same stepping as you're doing in the first video. Nice and soft, hips down. If I do it facing towards you, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 7th position. Hands are relaxed down. So if we do that once more, opening up from the start. So you've got the opening movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so that's the second lesson. Now, the ward off, the roll back, the press, and the push. These are 4 of the original 13 postures of Tai Chi. And this is what we start to learn in the Chang Sing Feng Tai Chi Classics. That Tai Chi is originally composed of 13 postures. You have your 5 elements, with 5 directions. Step forward, sit back, look left, look right, and central equilibrium. These are your 5 elements, 5 directions. I'll talk more about these later as we go through the form. And then you have your 8 trigrams. 8 trigrams. Now, the trigrams are formed from the yin and yang lines. Most people know about the Tai Chi symbol, the yin and yang. Maybe people call it the 2 fish. The one on the top, the white one, that's the yang. Okay, or yang. That's the yang fish. The white one. And the one on the bottom, that's the yin fish. Okay, and they can be represented by lines. So the yang line is straight. It's just a straight line. The yin line is a split line. Okay, so it's the binary. Okay, you've got the yin and the yang. Now, initially, you start with a round circle. Okay, you start with a round circle, a clear circle, and this is the Wuji. Okay, the emptiness, fullness, if you want to consider it that, and then that one becomes 2, and it creates those 2 fish. Okay, the yin and the yang. That becomes 4, and 4 becomes 8. Okay, and 8 has happened because 3 lines have come in. So you imagine 3 yang lines or 3 yin lines. And all the possible combinations of 3 lines, the with the yin and the yang, there's 8 combinations. It's probably starting to sound a little bit complicated, but essentially within those 3 different elements, those 3 different lines, you have the trigrams. Okay, so there's 8 trigrams. These 8 trigrams plus the 5 elements create the 13 postures, and this is what all Tai Chi must have in it for it to be considered Tai Chi. Tai Chi is not a form. Tai Chi is about principles, and it's about applying these principles to your movement. Okay. Now what we're doing here, we're doing a ward off, roll back, press and push in this short little movement that we've just done. Now this is 4 of those trigrams. Okay, in the Chung Sing Fung Tai Chi Classic, in the 14th sentence or 14th paragraph, it says Pang, Lu, Ji and An relate to Hien, Kun, Kan and Li. These represent the 4 cardinal directions. Okay, now what that means is Pang, that's ward off. That's your ward off energy. So each of these trigrams is a form of energy. Okay, it's a form of energy. I'll talk more about it as we go through the video series. Pang, ward off. Lu, the rollback. So this is the rollback. Ji is the press. And An is the push. These relate to the 4, or these relate to heaven, earth, water, and fire, respectively. Okay? So, when we've got the ward off, okay, this is our Pang. This is like the 3 yang lines. This is the most yang out of any other posture. Ward off. Even your first 1, 2, 1, that's a ward off, 2 is a ward off, 3 is a ward off. Then you have the roll back, the Lu. That is the most yin. So that is 3 yin lines together. Of all the trigrams, that's the most yin. Ward off relates to heaven. That's relating to the heaven, the most yang. Okay, the Lu relates to the earth. So it's a connection between the heaven and the earth. That's the most yin, 3 yin lines. Then you start getting variations of the trigrams. So the press, you come into the press. This relates to water or the moon. Okay? And this one, this is a yin line, a yang line in the middle, and a yin line. Yin, yang, yin. Okay, this is relating to water. You come back, and then the fire, the push. Okay, the fire is a straight line, a yang line, a yin line, and a yang line. Okay, so this is you're starting to get into the theory now of the Tai Chi. The value of the trigrams, the value for me of the trigrams, is that personally I don't speak Chinese. And even if you do speak Chinese, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll understand the classics. Okay? It doesn't mean you'll understand what the classics are talking about, because it's an older version of the Chinese, and you have to have some imagination in a way. Okay, it's very difficult to understand what these people are talking about. This is why I feel grateful that Jin has translated the classics, because he's got a very good comprehension of Tai Chi, and he's got the Chinese language understanding as well. But for a lot of us, like myself, we don't have that. But when you see the lines, and you see what is represented in the lines, you can make your own, or you can come up with your own understanding, or get a better maybe it's a little bit confusing what I've said now, but when you look at it more, you'll see it actually becomes a little bit clearer. Yeah? So just to finish up, just those last 4 postures. Okay, so you have the ward off to the back corner. 3. 4 is the roll back. 5 is the press. 6, stepping back. 7, the push. That's the second lesson.